name is Dara. This is Dear Hallmark. Who cares about an intro? Could it be that we actually got a fall movie during Fall into Love? Could it be that they gave us an autumnal tree scene, multiple landscapes, an autumnal rumble in the proverbial jungle? Could it be? 6 movies. I've wept, I've cried. My heart yearned for that which is autumn, and finally, we get a fall movie. My little autumnal heart is so happy. Y'all, we're gonna talk about Wedding of a Lifetime, starring Brooke and Jonathan Bennett, okay? A little bit about the movie if you haven't seen it yet. You have Darby Sinclair and Jake Johnson, which sounds like a law firm or a medical practice if you ask me. And they have been engaged for 10 years. They're on the verge of splitting their relationship and breaking up. But the town, their small town, got together and entered them into this competition called Wedding of a Lifetime, where they have to compete in like multiple, maybe physical and mental challenges, and they win the wedding of a lifetime. And so, you know, they go through some things, talk about some things, go through some rips and riffs and wiggles, you know, and then, you know, they fall in love or whatever, or they re-fall in love or whatever, and they rekindled, and, you know, the flame is flaming again, you know what I'm saying? But, oh my God. Okay, one thing's for certain, 3 things are for sure. My favorite Jonathan Bennett movie. I said what I said. My favorite Jonathan Bennett movie, Trees. The world needs more Brooke Dorsey in a bun. And I think Brooke Dorsey is my best friend now. This movie kind of like put the wax and the seal in as Miss Brooke being one of my favorites. I was crying when she was crying, figuratively, not literally, because there were so many laughs to be had. I'm talking like belly laughs off the jump when they begin training for this competition, and they're tasting the kale and charcoal smoothie, and he spits it out. Oh my gosh, I thought that was hilarious. That was just, I laughed so hard. And then another moment where I laughed was when they were trying to sneak out of the hotel they were in to not be seen by the producers so they could spend time together. And okay, I'm gonna get through this, I promise you. The way that they laid flat on the escalator, it was mad simple. It was just super funny. And lastly, this part was so minute, but it just tickled me to smithereens. Okay, I'm gonna get through this. Okay, so when they were standing, right, they were about to do it was the day before the wedding. And they brought out Jake's tux, but they were saving Darby's dress. And the TV anchors. And he stepped in front of his wife. Because he was just so done with her. And mind you, they have been biting each other back and forth throughout this entire movie. Mostly her to him. And he just got fed up and just stood in front of her. And so then she comes next to him, and then Darby comes next, and they all just kind of like move up. Yo, that part was that part was so funny to me. But and I knew this film was gonna be funny. I called it. I called it from their Facebook Live. They had so much, like, I was laughing during their Facebook Live. That's how I knew I was going to be laughing during their movie. And I appreciated, though, too, the level of depth that they brought. It wasn't just a silly movie. Like, there were legitimate concerns between both him and her. Like, they had some issues to work through and some concerns to work through. But you knew that the love was still there because they genuinely love each other. They genuinely care for each other. And they genuinely want to see the other happy and want the best for the other. Bar none, this was the movie with the best wedding for me. The vows, the simplicity. First of all, he walked her down the aisle. It wasn't like, it was untraditional in that regard. And at least I've never seen where a groom walks the bride down the aisle. So already that was one thing on its head. But just the simplicity of it all. And then the vows, so beautiful. And it's no shade, but it's so funny that they showed the wedding veil before this, because that wedding veil, do you take this woman to be your wife? Do you take this dude to be your husband? I now pronounce you husband and wife. Kiss. That was it. You didn't get no declaration or nothing. And now we get this, like when they look into each other's eyes, you believe it. I love the two of them together. I would love to see more of them. I now need Miss Brooke Dorsey to be filming a Christmas movie. So, ma'am, I need to see some Instagram stories of you in a trailer at some point. Okay? Okay. I just really enjoyed this movie. And I'm grateful for it. Like, this is the type of stuff that I was talking about with last week's movie. If you listen to my podcast, I didn't do a review of Merry Go Round via YouTube. I did it specifically on the podcast. But one of the things that I mentioned is when you come to Hallmark Channel, you are looking for... okay, let me dissect this a little bit. No pun intended, because Darby is a science teacher. You see what I did there? But Hallmark is in this space now where they're bringing these like realistic storylines and realistic plots and things like that. And that's all well and good, but I'm someone who, I don't need everything to be so real that we miss the feels and the lightheartedness that we come to Hallmark Channel for. And that's what I was missing with last week's movie. I felt like that was more of a Hallmark Movies and Mystery movie. And then To Her With Love should have been on the Hallmark Channel because I found myself smiling the whole time. So with Wedding of a Lifetime, I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. This is a movie that I feel like balanced humor and depth quite well. Like, they had concerns, they had issues, and even in how even how the movie began, it was almost as if like you were thrusted in the middle of a conversation. Like someone just walked through the door. Yeah, and so when we were going through, like, and they just start up a conversation as if you were already having a conversation, that's how I felt like the movie started. We came in as if we were already members of the family or members of their friend circle, seeing them go through this. Which, like, it was a little bit unsettling at first, but I appreciated it because it was the calm before the storm, though. Because it didn't shoot you out the cannon with, like, foam and all this other, like, wacky stuff that you get during the challenges. It was walking you, slowly through, and then booyah-bays, bam, you just right there, you know what I'm saying? But, okay, that wedding dress, not her final one, which was gorgeous, but the one that America voted for her to be in was a hot pile of no thank you. Okay? With the side of him. Like, no. I was like, and funny enough, that it was the dress that became the promo photo for the movie, which is so apropos. Like, it just set the tone for the film, and even their faces. Can we talk about Jonathan Bennett's facial expressions in this? They need to be bottled and sold. They were perfect. Even when, like, you knew the energy he was giving right when they found out that they were entered into this contest. And I'm about to spoil it for those of you who haven't seen it yet. So pause, watch, come back. Okay. So they get duped into going into a 7 a.m. town meeting, which I'm like, excuse me, who goes to a town meeting at 7 a.m. in the morning? What is a 7 a.m. in the morning? There is a 7 a.m. in the morning. So they go to this town meeting, but it ends up being they're on live TV. They become finalists for the Wedding of a Lifetime challenge. And when they realized that, Jonathan's face was just like I can't even, I don't feel like I'm not even doing it justice. Like, you really have to watch it. This is in no stretch by the imagination a movie that you can't watch. Like, it's not a background movie. You need to watch it because the facial expressions, the hijinks, the tomfoolery is at an all-time high. But I enjoyed it. I fully enjoyed it. I haven't laughed this hard at a Hallmark movie. I'm trying to think. I don't think I laughed this hard at a Hallmark movie in quite a while. And this is what I'm talking about. If we're going to be doing these contemporary storylines with more realistic aspects, like really doing romantic comedies, you know what I'm saying? This is the movie that needs to be the billboard for that. This was just, and Jonathan was the EP on this, which I'm just like, you better go ahead, bro. You better go ahead. I'm gonna give this movie 4 out of 5 crowns. I really enjoyed it. What? You guys let me know what you thought about Wedding of a Lifetime, starring the ever elegant Miss Brooke and the ever hilarious Jonathan Bennett. I'll see you guys in the comments. There's links and stuff in the description box if you want to know more about your Hallmark, where you can find me at in the land of social media and whatnot. But as for me, I'll talk to you guys in the next episode. Ciao, my friends.